All right. So here we go. Here I am. Let's move myself up here, shall we? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I had to stretch it out a little bit. Oh, stretch it out. Come on. There we go. All right. Now I'm coming to you with some Outschool news. Right there. You see that? Outschool. So I'm going to tell you about Outschool. Now, Outschool, you guys have noticed, like when I first started talking about Outschool, it was like, oh, what is that? It's a secret. But then now you guys have probably noticed that YouTube has blown up with teachers talking about Outschool. Okay. Like even other platform big name teachers, I don't want to mention any names, but you guys, like ESL is just on a lot of different platforms. It's just really, it has changed. We'll say that it has changed. And I'm talking your beloved like VIP kid has changed, which caused some of the heavy hitters even to either quit or to rely more on platforms like Outschool. A lot of teachers are going to Outschool from out of everywhere. And then people are saying, oh my gosh, everybody's coming to Outschool. It's going to be flooded. However, let me tell you that Outschool is telling us as teachers, because you guys know I'm on Outschool. Outschool is telling us, hey, do you know someone that wants to teach on Outschool? Bring them on. And then the referral is redonkadonk, okay? Now, in a good way. So when you refer a teacher, you get like $200 for referring a teacher. So I'm just like, and yes, so that's lovely. So even if teachers aren't really teaching on Outschool, some of them, I've noticed that some of them have gotten on board and they're referring teachers. Now, you don't get your referral bonus until the teacher you refer has made at least $100. So if you refer a teacher, they have to teach and bring in, they have to make at least $100 for you to get your teacher bonus, because that shows, okay, they're getting booked, they're making money. So then they're saying, thank you for bringing us a teacher that's getting booked and making money. Because when the teachers make money, Outschool makes money. Now, Outschool is not a platform where they find the students and plug them into your classroom. No. However, they do promote you. When I say they promote you, like, okay, so you have the ability to have parents follow you. So you can have a following. Like right now, I have over 100 people that are following me. And so anytime you come out with a new class or changes to your schedule, whatever, then your followers get updates. They get updates that you have this new class, you have changes to your schedule. And so if they like you, if they're following you, it's probably because they like your classes, they like your teaching style, they want to take more classes with you. So they get an update and then it tells them ding to pop in and take another class with you. Or sometimes they refer you out to people that they know, which is awesome. Also, Outschool has where they have like an advertising page. So let me show you. See right here, you see on my schedule. This is actually me. I signed my son up for some Spanish classes. And so I have 2 Spanish classes coming up for my son because I'm like, yeah, he's 4 and I want him to learn Spanish. I'm looking for French classes for my 13 and 14-year-old because they're learning French, but that has been, I haven't look, but if there are any teachers out there that teach French, I'm looking for some French classes for my kids. Like for my son, he probably needs a refresher of a beginner course, but he probably needs like the next step from beginner. He's in his 3rd year of French, and my 13-year-old daughter, she's in her 2nd year of taking French. So they know the basics, like hello, that type of stuff. So I'm looking for a French teacher. So let me show you. Now, say you are looking for classes. I went to find classes up here. And right here where it says ages 4, 13, 14, 18, that's because I put that in. They're pulling up classes that are recommended for my kids. So when a parent creates a profile, They actually, Outschool will recommend classes based off of your kids' ages. And so, look, all of these come up. This is what they do. So, they will give you all types of classes based off of your kids' ages, and you can look through and pick what you want. If there's a particular teacher that you're looking for, then you can type in the teacher's name. So, if I was to type in my name, if I was to type in my name, like, okay, I want to see some classes by LaShondra. Now, look, now you will be able to see all my classes. Well, there's another LaShondra on here? Oh my gosh, there's a LaShondra. I was just like, that's not my class. On your mark, get ready, bake. I don't like to cook. You guys, this is my first time actually putting my own name in the Outschool. Well, other LaShondra, and it's spelled exactly the same with the capital S and everything. That is so cool because you guys know my name is not common. It's just not common. So, other than LaShondra MSW, wow, I'm gonna have to. What is that? Girl Talk Club, 13 to 16. Maybe I'll get my 13-year-old daughter in that class, and I'll get to send a message to that LaShondra. That's so awesome. Okay, so will it sink or will it float? That's one of my classes. Okay, hilarious chit chat with parents with puppets. Now that class fills up really fast. That's one of my popular classes. And it even tells you how many spots are left. It tells the parents. Creating with shapes. An animal sneeze. Let's talk dinos. That dino class is becoming very popular for me. And there's a lot of teachers that teach dinosaurs. So, and then your very own pet rock. I have not taught that yet. I have some saves, meaning I have parents that are interested, but then every time I open my schedule to offer it, no one books it. I don't know. Maybe it's because you have to bring a rock to class and some paint. So we're gonna make our own pet rocks, and or not even paint. Like even markers. You know how they have the like dry erase markers or the type of markers that you write on car windows, something like that, to create our own pet rock. And we're going to create a habitat and everything. It's going to be our pet rock. I think it's pretty cool. But I got the idea just to teach responsibility for owning pets. So if a kid's like, I want a pet so bad, we're going to, we're going to do our own pet rock. Animal boogers. Now that one's becoming really popular. Feelings, colors, and you. That one has only booked a couple of times. No, and I haven't even taught it yet. So it's booked a couple of times, but it's like in the future. Get comfortable conversing in English. That one I have some saves, but no one has booked it yet. Read with book author Miss Lala, and I have more. I have more. They're not all showing on here. They're not all showing for some reason, but that's okay. Oh, probably because there we go. Maybe I had to change the setting on that. No, maybe not. Oh no, did it take? Apply. I said apply. Okay. Well, I have more classes than that. But you see how you can just look through. Now, let me tell you, this purpose of this video today, I kind of want to shed some light on some not, I'm about to say go kid. Oh my gosh. On some Outschool stuff. Okay. Outschool is lovely. I have fallen in love with Outschool. I love it. And then it really gives me my, you guys, I've said this a lot when I say it gives me my fix because I have freedom. Like I'm teaching my own class. It's not scripted. This is like super, super giving me my fix because with Outschool, you create your own lesson plans. Now, people ask me, oh my gosh, can you do a video on lesson plans? I will show you kind of what I do and explain it to you. And for those of you that are interested but have never written a lesson plan before, my next video or the one after it, I think I'm gonna do a Camly video after this one. I'm going to show you a lesson plan video, but this Outschool video is due now. Okay. So lesson plan writing is maybe one drawback to Outschool because no, the content is not created for you. You have to have your own lesson. And they have become, since they have grown in popularity, they have become more strict in how they allow you to submit. And I'll show you what I mean. Because I've come up with a bunch of ideas. Here we go. So I don't want to go to my comments and stuff. You guys, my schedule. No, go to classes. We're going to go to classes. Okay. These are the classes I offer, right? You see how it says list it, list it, list it, list it, and then revision needed. So if they feel like revision is needed, then they will not list it. I got to revise this one. Reading this book. They will tell you things like, I had one sent back because in my training they said you have to choose a category. Is it science? Is it life skills? Is it health and wellness? Is it, what category does this class fall in? In my training, it was, well, it could fit in more than one category, just pick one. Now they're more strict, so that's not accurate anymore. They want you to be more specific and accurate onto what category that you choose. So they might send back your whole lesson plan until you revise it before we list it because you need to fix this. And so here's my other classes, you guys. The astronomical life of an astronaut. So these are some classes that I offer. One thing I want to tell you, if you're looking through Outschool and you're trying to get inspired on what type of classes to offer, do not copy other teachers' unique ideas, like things like dinosaurs. Of course, there's going to be more than one teacher that teach about dinosaurs. But if there's a teacher, like for my dinosaur class, I'm actually teaching, I show omnivorous, herbivore, and carnivorous dinosaurs. So I have them categorized. We learn about the difference between what diets they eat, the sizes of the dinosaurs, things like that, what time period they lived in. And depending on the age of the kids, if I have more 4-year-olds and I kind of don't go into too much detail, we talk more about the pictures and what the dinosaurs look like and what they eat, and not so much as their habitat and what, like, the era that they lived in, because there was more than just the Jurassic area. And so I focus on that. It's just not a general dinosaur class. So if you get inspiration from Outschool on teaching a class, then don't just completely copy what another teacher is doing because you think it's successful and you want a piece of the pie. Try to be creative and think outside the box. Now, of course, reading a book with whoever, many, many teachers do read alongs. So that's not a unique idea. You're just offering your own read along. But you know what I mean when I say unique ideas. So this one, now they told me, see, the subject category selected for this course does not appear to match the material presented in the description. Please change the category to match it. I'm just like, okay. So when I wrote my lesson, I'm going to go to finish draft. That's all they want me to do, which I changed it and I submitted it. And then I don't know what I'm going to have to go through the categories and see which one, because the last person told me that life skills was the best category to put for keeping on, my book Keeping On, which is about perseverance and goals. I had it under, look, I'll show you. These are the options. I had it under health and wellness. That's what I had it under. So they said, oh no, the category is not good. Change it. So I said, okay. So then I changed, and they actually suggested it will be more fitting to put it under life skills. I took their advice and I put it under life skills. And as you saw, I got another message saying that the category, I'm just like, look, what else do I need to do? What, I mean, I don't know what else it would fit. If it's not health and wellness, if it's not life skills, then what is it? What, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll go back to health and wellness. I don't know what to go back to. I don't know. Life skills seems more fitting since it didn't fit under health and wellness. Maybe I'll just keep going back between the two. So no matter how good your idea is, they're not going to list it until they like it. And I don't know how many people they have on a panel that are, sitting there deciding whether or not they like your content. Now, they don't have to like the class, but they have to like the format and like how you're doing it. So I'm going to show you guys how to do a lesson plan here in another video, but you have to do a title. You need to have a summary. You need to choose a subject. You need to choose whether or not you're going to do it one time, or and it's going to be a one-time class. Then you have to have an image. You have to choose what age group and how many people do you want, the minimum and the maximum enrolled in your class. How long is the class going to be? All of these things you have to think about. And then they tell you your course description, it has to be at least 500 characters. And so mine's is over 500. That's okay. You have to have a learning goal. Well, it says it's optional, but then I've seen where they've sent it back saying it needs to have a learning goal. So this is one flaw I would say Outschool has. I mean, it's not a big deal, but just so, because I've seen a lot of people get started and they get discouraged, and then it takes them months to come up with the class because they're like, I don't know how to do this. Then homework, you don't have to have a homework assignment, but they want you to put something, so you could put not applicable, but I put there will not be an assignment given outside of the class. They want you to have some type of way. How are you going to assess the student? They say it's optional, but I've had it sent back saying um, an assessment needs to be listed. I'm like, okay, why would you say optional and then tell me it needs to be listed? But in my training, she did say that they want generally something in each of the areas. So maybe if I said not applicable, I don't know. But I just say, it's going to be informal, informally assessed through participation. Then any additional notes. These are the things that they look for. So it's not like, oh, take a picture and this is what I'm going to teach and then submit it. You actually have to go through and fill out you have to fill this whole form out and submit it and have it approved to be listed. You get to choose how much you charge. So if I chose to charge $7 per learner, and it's a 30-minute class, if I chose $7 per learner, after they take out their 30%, if only I said my minimum was 3 students. So if only 3 students sign up, I get $15 for that $30 30-minute class. If it maxes out, then I get $34 for that 30-minute class. A 30-minute class, you guys. Most of these platforms are charging $15, $20 for a whole hour, per hour. This is per class. This is a 30-minute class. And it's easy for me to get at least 3 students in a 30-minute class. That's easy for me. It's not hard. So basically in an hour, if you're having rates like 7, 8, whatever it is, I base my price off of how much I have to put into teaching it, how much I put into preparing the lesson. That's how I base my price off of. So there's not like this is what you need to price it as. I had people ask me, well, that's really up to you. If you had to do a lot of research and you spent 2 weeks trying to create something, and it depends on how long the class is, then you if you're not really sure, shop around in Outschool and see what other teachers are charging for the same or similar type of class, and then go that route if you're just really clueless on what to charge. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you guys just some teacher etiquette. It would be really underhanded if you stole a teacher's idea and then wanted to charge like a little bit less, try to steal their students. Just, just letting you guys know. For some people that don't know, you might be new to the game and you don't really know like the teacher code. So that is one con for teaching on Outschool, is they can be very, very, very petty when it comes to the submission of the lessons. That's one. Two, yes, they take 30%. So depending on what you're charging, it's not really that big of a deal. So like I said, if I get my 3 students, I'm getting $15 for a 30-minute class for 3 students to just, I've already created the lesson, and if I max out, then I'm getting 30 something, 35, I think you said, for a 30-minute class. So if I had 2 30-minute classes and I charge about the same and I maxed out, that's $70 that I'm making for an hour. $70 an hour. You see how it adds up? So, yeah, when you think of 30%, you're like, oh, out of $100, that's $30. But it's kind of their fee for having the platform, bringing you the customers, and promoting you by letting parents know, hey, look what this teacher has for your child for this age group, and they send parents emails. They send parents weekly emails because I get them too for my kids. Weekly emails of classes that are available. They send recommendations of classes. So they will send you, if you have a class that's popular, they will suggest you to other parents like, hey, this class is popular, it's almost sold out, or this class is usually sold out, there's only 2 spots left. So they will promote you so that parents can jump on. So I have a few classes that are gaining popularity. I'm so excited. I'm not like the top teacher on Outschool. There are some teachers on here that make, I've heard stories that there's teachers that make more than what they make in their salary teaching in public schools. I'm not there yet. I don't even open my schedule near enough to even get close to that. But I'm moving towards there, which is bad news for my Cambly students because that means I will have less time on Cambly. Now, another con with Outschool, which is with any platform, Outschool is not exempt from having technical issues. So there could be times where Zoom isn't working, you're not able to connect for whatever reason. It's just crazy. And so if that was to happen, sometimes you have to refund the parents because you are the contractor. They really treat you more of a contractor. You would have to refund the parents. And sometimes if it's truly just like a known Outschool issue and it's not like just something going on with Zoom or whatnot on just your account, then Outschool would deal with it and they will refund parents, or they will deal with that and you wouldn't have to worry about it. But there are cases where when things are messed up, then you have to deal with refunding parents. And then a lot of it is left up to your discretion. Like if they are no show, some teachers have wondered, do I need to refund them? They never showed up. You don't have to. Now, if you wanted to, just out the kindness of your heart, you can refund them because they didn't show up for whatever reason. Or you can just offer them another class at a free class. You could say, hey, I'll put you in this class for free, blah, blah, blah. Or they really let you run it as your business. So you can really decide what you want to do, or you do nothing and they paid for it and they never showed up and you just got to pay. Because once they book you, then they pay for it right then and there. You don't have to worry about money coming to you. You're not coming after parents for payment. That's another reason why Outschool charges, because they deal with all of that. They automatically take the payments, they process it, they put it in your account. Everything is done automatically. You just put your content on there and you deliver. That's what you do. Now, another con. I think is this the last one? You guys, I don't write this stuff down. There was one more con that I wanted to discuss. Aha! I got it. Okay, this is another con. Now, if you've been teaching online, I think just about any platform, I haven't seen a platform where they don't, well, except for WeTalk. I'm with WeTalk, and we don't rely on parent feedback. And I'm guessing all my parents love me because I've never had a complaint. The only complaint I've ever had was, and it wasn't really a complaint. It was like a suggestion, which you guys, I like crazy sometimes. And so if I'm teaching in the classroom, which I do it on Zoom, on Outschool too, my Outschool parents love it. But on WeTalk, some of my, parents in Shanghai, in China, in different areas of China, when we have a group, you guys know I teach large groups of students on WeTalk, my wee hours of the morning classes. And some of the parents don't like it when I have all the students unmuted, but I call it classroom control because in real life, you don't mute the students. You have to teach them that when it's not your turn to talk, then just wait, right? So, you can't just let them go buck wild and then just mute them when you don't feel like listening to them anymore. At least that's my philosophy. So there was only one suggestion made saying that they wanted me to mute the class so that their student can have peace and quiet. And I think it's because they really had their speakers up too loud and the whole house was able to hear everything that we were talking about, and they wanted it a little more quieter. That's my opinion. But on Zoom, because Outschool uses Zoom, you have the option to mute everyone, and then unmute one at a time, or just leave them all live. And that's what I do. I don't mute. I don't mute unless if there's like somebody has a baby crying in the background, or background noise, or somebody's TV is blasting and they're really trying to, then I'm like, oh, okay. But other than that, like if they're having outbursts, I say, okay, hold on for a moment. We're going to let so and so have a turn. You teach them that. Now, you have to have complete control over your sessions. That's why they recommend that if you're doing younger children, that you keep the groups a little bit smaller, because they're young kids. They want to interject and be like, hey, teacher, ah, and you got to teach them. Hey, okay, hold on just a moment. Some teachers just love to rely on that mute button. I don't. I'm just not that type of a teacher, but that's okay. So you are responsible for managing your class. You're not going to have somebody pop in and have QA pop in and tell you, hey, suggestion. You're not going to have that. You're responsible for that. And if a parent doesn't like the way you manage your class, then it could reflect in how they evaluate you. So parents do leave feedback. They get to rate you, and all the other parents see this, okay? They get the comment, put a live comment on there for all the other parents to see as to why they loved the class, why they didn't like the class, why they gave 5 stars, why they gave 4, 3, 2, 1 star. Okay. So the parents do have the opportunity to do that. So I haven't had any complaints. I've had 2 4-star ratings. It broke my heart. I was like, my streak. All of my ratings have been 5 stars, but I've had 2 4-star ratings with no feedback whatsoever. Now, if you had a 4-star rating, you could. I know on other platforms I've seen, well, can I ask why they gave me 4 stars? How come I didn't get 5, or blah blah blah? You could reach out to the parents by message them through Outschool and ask them, you don't want to say, why did you give me 4 stars? But you know what I mean. You could reach out to the parents and figure out why they gave the feedback that they gave. You could reach out to the parents and thank them for the feedback that they gave. Outschool does let you do that. So it's like they turn this con of, if you were to get 1 star, then everybody's going to see it and it's just on there. Now you can dispute it, but it has to be something really, like really major, because it's really based off of how they felt. You can't control how a parent felt. You could have brought it and a parent just saying, I just don't think that it was for us. It was below my expectations. I didn't like blah, 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 blah. No matter how you felt about the class, if that's how they felt and they wanted to leave you 1 star, that's what they're going to do. I have no idea why I got the 2 4-stars. There was no feedback whatsoever. They can give you private feedback and they can give you public feedback. And I had no feedback, just 4 stars. So, but I think I have a good idea as to why. I think I do. So that's something to keep in mind. There's so much more to talk about as far as Outschool and class scheduling and creating classes. But this video right here would end up being 2 hours long and then some if I was to cover every single thing. So I basically wanted to really give you something to think about when you are choosing Outschool. There are many, many, many different ideas on what you can teach. You can teach anything, just about anything. Anything that's appropriate, you can teach it, all the way up to the age of, I think, 18. Yeah, 18. So if you only want to teach, and that's another thing, that's a pro. If you can pick your age group of what you want to teach, I would say 60% of my classes are for the ages 3 to 6. Because you guys know I like puppets, I like to play, I like to be silly, I like to bring toys into the classroom, songs and games. So 60% of my classes are between 3 through 6, and then the other 40% is probably the ages 6 through 10 in that age group. So I don't have any classes for teenagers yet because, sometimes teenagers are a little judgy. So Some of you guys may be like, "Oh yeah, that's my world right there, teenagers." So you can pick your age group. That's a pro. That's a pro. So I just wanted to give you some things to think about when you're choosing Outschool. If you don't think that you can manage a class without assistance, if you don't think you can create your own lessons, then Outschool may not be for you. Outschool may not be the platform for you because they really put everything like, here you go. You create the baby and we'll post the baby for everybody to see. And that's what you do. So if you have any questions or anything, please message me. If you want to be my referral, I will help you along the way. I will view your video. I will help you with, whatever you need help with your profile. So let me know. Hit me up if you want to be one of my referrals. And I'll help you the best I can. If the video is not going to do it and you need just a little extra, I have another project coming out with that as well, where I'm doing like a teacher club, to where I'm going to do just help. You can be one-on-one help. We can get a group of people together. That's coming soon, actually on a platform called Spitball. I'm on Spitball too. I'm going to do a video dedicated to Spitball because I think it is awesome. All right. And as always, you guys, I know it's been long, but I hope this video was worth it. TTF.